Hi guys, this is the last video in the series of factoring polynomials. This last video is going to focus on factoring out greatest common factors before we factor the trinomial. So what we're going to look at before we even get started is our sign rules. Okay, so again, these are our sign rules for putting signs into our parentheses when we're factoring. Let's go back. All right, just like in our last two examples in the last video, our greatest common factor is actually going to be our leading coefficient. In this case, we have a decimal. Okay, so our GCF is going to be this decimal, which is 0.4. None of the other terms have, or all three terms do not have an x, so our GCF is just 0.4. Again, you're going to take your greatest common factor, and that's the number that we end up writing the most. So divide everything by that 0.4. Okay. And when we do so, we're going to put the quotient in here. But don't forget to set up your answer, bringing your GCF down and your two sets of parentheses. Okay? So 0.4 divided by 0.4, they're going to cancel out. You're left with x to the 2 minus 2.8 divided by 0.4 is 7x, and you can put that in your calculator if you need to. And a positive divided by a positive is going to give us a positive here. And we have 4 divided by 0.4, which gives us 10. Okay. And now we have to think back to our sign rules, which I just showed you on the previous screen. We have a minus and a plus. In our parentheses, our answer should have a minus and a minus. Okay. X squared is broken up to x and x. And now we're just going to figure out the factors of 10. That give us negative 7. Okay. Now, both of our factors have to be negative because there's a negative sign in each parenthesis. Okay, so we're looking at negative 1 minus 10 or negative 2 minus 5 to get negative 7. So negative 10 or negative 1 minus 10 is negative 11. Negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7. So both the 2 and the 5 go by the minus signs. 2 here, 5 here. If you want it, you could have put the 5 there and a 2 here because it's the same sign inside. If you wanted to check, negative 2 minus 5, negative 7. Negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. This right here is your answer. The last one is very similar, except for we have a new leading coefficient. In this case, our GCF is 0.3. And again, only 2 out of 3 of our terms have an x, so we're just able to take the number 0.3. The GCF is what you write the most. Setting up my answer. Okay, that's where I'm going to place my answer. Okay, so 0.3 divided by 0.3, cancel, you're left with x2. Negative 33, or 3.3, sorry, divided by 0.3 is negative 11x. And positive 54 divided by positive 0.3 is positive, okay? 18, sorry. Okay. Now a minus and a plus inside of my parentheses. If I start with a minus and plus, I end with a minus and a minus. X squared is broken up to x and x. You're looking at the factors of 18. To give us negative 11. You look to our signs in our parentheses to see the signs for your factors. They're both negative, so our factors are both going to be negative. So you're going to try negative 1 minus 18. You're going to try negative 2 minus 9. And negative 3 minus 6. And one of these should give us a negative 11. This gives us negative 19. This gives us our negative 11. So both 2 and 9 are negative. So you could put them in either place because there's two minus signs. So I'm going to put my 9 here and my 2 here. I could have put 2 here and 9 there. It doesn't matter. Negative 9 minus 2, negative 11. Negative 9 times negative 2, positive 18. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is factoring trinomials with the greatest common factor that ends up giving us a leading coefficient of 1. All right, and that concludes factoring polynomials.